Hey guys, it's Austin the Doctor, and if my voice sounds very weird, it's because I've been laughing really hard. And my sister, my writer, I love this anime. It isn't gonna go the Manga Sensei way. It's gonna go the Oni I or Oni AI way, and I love that anime. It is hilarious. But anyway, so in the opening we see Suzuka's book being talked about on the news, and it's kind of this entire episode was kind of having that surreal moment of being like someone that's really popular or has a following, and it contrasts their lives. And very good episode overall. But anyways, to the review. So you asked Suzuka about making the second volume, and you actually talks about how she's been talking to her editor about it, and she's okay with it. And we see a transition to you going to school, and we see Mai, which is the redhead that we saw at the actual ceremony for the books stuff, that this competition. And my God, this boy's getting a harem even in this episode. I'm just like, man, wow, just wow. But anyways, May wakes up and has basically she wants to talk to him, and it kind of made it sound like she wants to ask him out. And you, of course, follows because she is the most popular girl that everyone wants, basically. And we see May pull out Suzuka's book and shows it to you, and she's fallen for the illusion that he's the author. And quite interesting thing here. But Mai, actually, we find out she was a voice actress for a bit, but she's now a light novel writer. And she's actually Yu's favorite novel writer, the magical thing, and it was hilarious because he started to ask her for an autograph, but she actually wants his autograph because she's a huge fan of his sister's work, Suzuka's work. And May loves Suzuka's book so much because she thinks it's better than her work, and she kind of is comparing to herself, and she was just talking about how much it was just amazing. It just blew her mind. And we hear that Mai bought about 50 copies of the book, and I'm just like, okay, she is a big fangirl of it. And Mai is actually going to study you to try to improve her work, and she basically admits to stalking you and is going to stalk you. And it was quite hilarious. And we see Mai actually come over Yu's house for an interview, and I'm just going to be real, Mai is just one of those tsunodes that are a stalker, and it's actually 10 out of 10. I actually really like her. And we see that Suzuka comes out of the front door and is hearing the commotion that's going on, and you can tell she's jealous. And we see after Mai and you, and they're alone in his room, and Suzuka actually goes in the room because she was hearing stuff that was going on, and she stayed there out of jealousy to make them uncomfortable, and she basically makes you look like a pervert. And Mai actually basically says you can have tells you that he can have his way with her, and you're just like, what? And you is so confused. It's just going by so fast, and we see Suzuka pull her phone out, and she says she's going to call the police to report her brother. I love those moments in anime. They make me laugh. I couldn't stop laughing in this scene. My voice hurts from laughing so much, I guess. But May actually starts to make up a story about what happened, and you was like, don't do it. And we see you basically kick out May, but walks her home to kind of avoid this entire situation, what's going on. And Suzuka is extremely jealous of May. And after we see you and Suzuka sitting eating dinner, and she asked you to hang out, but almost called it a date, showing her actual feelings. And man, this main character, you, is so dense, and I'm like, oh, thank God he's dense. I guess it makes it more entertaining. But her excuse for the hangout was for her second book, and you calls it a date, and we see Suzuka freak out. I'm like, this man is so freaking dense. My God, he makes Goblin Slayer look actually aware. And Suzuka is a very sneaky girl, and I'll talk about that later on as we get through the thing. But we see the editor calls you to offer skinship, and she starts saying, oh, do you want me to do this? You want me to do this? Basically because she was in the bath, and I couldn't stop laughing. I love the editor. If I'm going to have to pick out of all the girls, I love the editor the most, because she's such a huge pervert that's hilarious. And we see Suzu is kind of getting changed for the hangout that she's going to have with her brother, and Yu walks in. This man, they're nailing every anime trope that I love, and I just love this anime so much already. And we see you and Suzuka go to the manga store, the light novel store, to find out what's going on. And a person actually walks in there and was asking what would the worker recommend, and he actually recommends Suzuka's novel and starts praising it right in front of her. And this is to build this surreal moment of how would I compare it? When I basically, if you ever hit 100 subs or 1,000 subs or etc. on YouTube, it just doesn't feel real. It doesn't. You're just boggled. You're dumbfounded. You're like, whoa, this can't be real. And this is that moment that they put in there to have that contrast of her to realize that she's actually popular. And whew, it was just really well done. And of course, Suzuka finds a Euro store. Well, the good store, and she freaks out when she realizes what she walked in. And we see Double Piece Sensei. I'm going to call her Double Piece. I am not going to call her by the other one at the store, and she immediately recognizes you. And Suzuka asks you what a hego is. Whew! I couldn't stop laughing because his response was, "You're too young for that to know what it is." I'm like, oh my god, that is amazing. And of course, Suzuka is jealous of Double Piece Sensei, or Double Piece, because she is very busting the bus compartment and department, and yeah, she starts to think you is all about that. And we see Double Piece show you her erotic drawings, and Suzuka takes the tablet and sees them and starts freaking out to the point that she falls down. I couldn't stop laughing because it was just one of those fast-paced scenes. You're like, what the hell is going on? And you just couldn't stop laughing. But they head home, obviously, and Suzuka basically talks about how she loves Double Piece Sensei's drawings. She's basically holding all these feelings in to trick her brother and kind of perceive as she isn't the writer. And I think it's a good contrast to have this at the end to see her true feelings. And Suzuka is extremely jealous of all the girls that Yu has in his life, and she starts to talk about how you shouldn't measure a woman by the size of her bust. And I'm like, oh, she is jealous. I love this. Honestly, I love this anime. I know I said Era Manga Sensei, but it's going more to the Oni-I or Oni-AI area, and that anime was really good. I actually really enjoyed it, and it's just, I love the contrast in this anime so far. It's so entertaining, and I love it. And this harem that he has so far, who is your favorite girl so far out of the girls that we've met? I'm curious. Tell me in the comments down below. But anyways, guys, do share this video so we could take over YouTube. And as always, have a wonderful day. And remember, if you like this video, smash that like button. If you're new here, subscribe because it's free. What else do you get free in this world? But anyways, guys, this is Austin Doctor signing out. Peace.